We're back. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Rossi Mac Outdoors. It's been a while, eh? A new video. Bet a lot of you thought this was never going to happen. Well, it's been a while since my last video, so that was posted back in July. A lot's happened since then. I'm sure a lot of you don't really care, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So, not long after that video was posted back in July, I caught COVID for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Some complications with that meant that I spent a few days in hospital, so that took a bit of time to recover. Then I had the amazing opportunity with work to go and live in America for 3 months. So I've spent the last 3 months living just outside Philadelphia with work. Unbelievable opportunity, and got back a couple of weeks ago, and this is the first real opportunity I've had with the weather and other commitments to get out, so I thought, why not bring you guys along with me? So we're not actually out on a wild camp today, we are just out for a walk in the Peak District. Let me just show you around, because we've got a beautiful foggy morning. The sun's going to break through, I'm sure, and it's going to clear up, but for now this lovely low-lying cloud and fog is just making it absolutely beautiful this morning. So, the plan for today, we've just set off from down in Edale, just heading along the start of the Pennine Way. We're going to head down to Jacob's Ladder, head up there, across to the Woolpacks, and then back along down Grinslow Knoll or Grinslow, depending on where you're from and how you want to pronounce it, and back into Edale. That route's about I think it's about 7 or 8 miles. It normally takes around about 3.5 hours, depending on if you stop for a coffee, etc. So yeah, I thought I'd bring you along, have a little chat on the way about plans for this winter, plans for next year, and a couple of little things that might be coming up on the channel. So winter camps, with being completely new to the game, as you've seen, obviously only been out a handful of times. I've not really done any actual proper cold weather winter camping, so I'm looking forward to probably the start of the new year, getting out and doing a couple of camps, probably not at any kind of high altitude, probably the Peak District, Kinderscout kind of area, and testing my gear to see how my setups stand up to that cold weather and the wintry conditions, whether that be rain or the wind. So I'm looking forward to that. I've also been speaking to a couple of more established YouTubers, guys that I'm sure if you're watching this video you're probably already subscribed to these guys on YouTube, so I'm not going to give any names away, but hopefully there's a couple of things in the pipeline that we'll be able to pull off and do a couple of collaboration camps in the start of the new year, and hopefully bring you some interesting camping content with some of those guys. So as I'm sure you can pick up on this mic on my phone, whilst this isn't the most strenuous of routes, you'll probably hear my breathing's quite heavy already. This is going to be the first sort of real exercise I've done over the last 4 months. Obviously with that COVID and then the stint away from work, I haven't really done any kind of exercise, so it feels like I'm almost starting from scratch again, trying to find my legs. So this will be the start of a long winter's training ahead, all leading up to the main event, which is going to take place next September. A bit of a smirk there because I'm not going to give away any kind of details at this stage. I'll bring you back a little bit later on to discuss that further. But as I say, I'm going to be starting training very soon over the winter, build up throughout the summer to the main event taking place in September. Well, I've just had to stop and take a couple of layers off. I had my down jacket and my hat on, but I'm not sure if you can see that behind me, but that low cloud base, now that I have just got above that initial layer, the sun is really warm. It's absolutely stunning. So I've just, like I say, took a couple of layers off. Just going to grab a little bit of water and just enjoy that stunning scenery. Well, the weather forecast got it right today for the first time in a long time. there is absolutely zero wind. Now whilst, you know, on this occasion the forecast has got it right, it doesn't always happen. So it's important when you are heading out in winter to make sure you're prepared for all eventualities. You know, the weather can be so much different up on the tops than it is at low ground, so you need to make sure that you're always prepared. Bring all the correct gear with you, you know. Be prepared for snow, be prepared for cold, wind, rain, because it could throw everything at you, you know. Even though it's a lovely sunny morning here, I've got all my winter gear with me: waterproofs, windproof jacket, hat, gloves, snoods, you name it, I've got it with me. I'm prepared for anything that it might throw at me if the weather does change quickly, especially once I'm up on higher ground. So just make sure that, you know, if you are heading out this winter, you're prepared and you stay safe. Make sure you check all the relevant weather forecasts at both low level and for any summit forecast for where you're heading. You know, use specialised forecasts like the Mountain Weather Service. Mountain Forecasts is always a great website you can use. You know, a lot of the higher peaks in the lakes in Snowdon have their own dedicated weather services where you can check, you know, up to the minute forecasts. Some of them even offer, you know, webcam footage or live cams, so you can have a look and see what the conditions are up at the tops where you're heading. Again, just to make sure you're prepared and staying safe if you're heading out this winter. Well, I'm looking straight into the sun, so it blinds me and not you lot. But as you can see behind me is the start of Jacob's Ladder. Don't know if any of you have done this route before, but short and sharp, loads of steps, takes you up onto Kinder. So yeah, let's get cracked on. Well, there's the first part of Jacob's Ladder done. I'm just at the monument now. Two things there. I've not done that route for a while, so I forgot actually how tough it is and how much it gets your lungs going. And I've completely underestimated how unfit I am. That's really given me the kick I need, I think, just to, you know, start putting a bit of effort in, get training underway, because yeah, it's going to be a tough old slog between now and September to get to where I need to be if I'm going to complete the main event. But the good things about days like today is you can just stand here and pretend you're admiring the views, when really the only reason I've stopped is to have a bit of a breather and just let the lungs reset. Well, what a slog that is. As you can see, absolutely dripping with sweat, but what a lovely view down into the valley behind me. Just at the top of Jacob's Ladder now. As you can see, we've just got that tiny little bit of ascent left, and then up onto the plateau there and head around, and then up to the wool packs, which will be just behind me up there. So we're just gonna have a little breather here, get some water on again, and then continue up and onto the plateau. Well, we're on the plateau now and just heading over towards the wool packs. These amazing sort of rock outcrops that have formed these shapes over the years. As you can see, we've still got that cloud sitting in the valley. It is just starting to work its way up, but the sun's shining, the temperature's really warm. Such a lovely morning up here. I'm not sure if my phone will pick this up properly, but you can still see there's frost down on these rocks, where the temperature must have really dropped down overnight, and the sun's not quite got to them yet because of this little barrier here. But Absolutely stunning. Well, I've just come back to a point here on the Woolpacks that I always come to when I'm up this way, where I stop and have a drink and just sit out and admire the views down over the valley. But for the first time I've looked at it and thought, could actually be a cracking bivvy spot this. I've not actually done any bivvy camping myself, so it's difficult to say, but I wonder if anyone watching this has got any experience with bivvy camping, if you've got any recommendations. I know a lot of people use the Alpkit Hunker bivvy because they've got the XL version, which a lot of people find gives them a lot more space. But if you have got any recommendations for bivvies, leave them in the comments. It'd be good to hear from you to see what selections that people are using. Let's show you the spot. So as you can see, you've got this rock here for cover. It's a lovely flat spot of grass, and then just look at these views as you pan round. I mean, you could probably get a tent on the edge there. It does flatten off a little bit, but I'd certainly consider using that spot there with that rock as cover, just to do a little spot of bivvy camping. Tell you what, I must have done this route about 6 or 7 times before, and whilst I've seen videos of all the YouTubers up here, this is the first time I've sort of looked at it with my camping head on. And there's so many amazing pictures, so many different spots with different views and different rock formations and different outcrops, and I'm sure you can see a few of them behind me there. And the views over the edge, you know, there's so many different places you could camp up here. Definitely gonna have to get up here this winter. Well, just got to the top of Grinslow. Still looks great down in the valley with that cloud. We've just got to head up there to the right now. That last little bit of ascent before we drop down the far side and back into Edale. Well, we're really dropping down now back into the mist, and you can really feel the temperature start to drop. I might have to stop in a minute and put another layer on because it is really cold once you get back down into this mist after being up on the tops for so long where it's been clear and the sun's out. As soon as you start dropping back down. Isn't it amazing how quickly your views can change? Well, that's it then, back down in Edale. I'm going to resist the temptation to go to the Rambler for a pint to make sure I'm home for the 3 o'clock kickoffs in the World Cup. And there's plenty of roadworks coming through Buxton on the way here, and the traffic's moving quite slow on the roads anyway, generally, just because of the visibility and the fog, obviously playing havoc on some of the roads, especially the A53 going from Buxton to Leek over the top there. So make sure I give myself plenty of time to get home. I hope you've all enjoyed this video, with it being, you know, out for a walk rather than the wild camping that I've done previously. Don't get me wrong, there will be hopefully some wild camping content to come very soon. But yeah, for now, if you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. If you hit that bell notification, then you will get alerts every time I post a new video. Feel free to get in the comments if you've got any questions about the route, things like that. I mean, I'll try, if I remember and I'm clever enough to do it, put a link to my Strava so you can see the map of the route and how long it's taken me. Don't get me wrong, it will have taken me a little bit longer, with obviously stopping and filming all the little clips to put this video together. So yeah, until the next one, stay safe and take it easy.